Hi, welcome to Mathematics Made Easy. I'm Mary. Today I'll be handling class 8, chapter 1, rational numbers. So what is a rational number? It will be of the form P by Q. So a rational number will be of the form P by Q, where Q is not equal to 0. This P and Q can be integers. So children, listen once again. P by Q. The form of a rational number is P by Q, where Q, the denominator, should not be 0, whereas P and Q can be any integers, whether positive or negative, it is not a problem. So I'll give you some examples of rational numbers: 3 by 4, 5 by 6, minus 1 by 2, etc. But denominator, if it is 0, it is not a rational number, that is 3 by 0 is not defined, or 4 by 0 is not defined. So denominator should not be 0. Now we'll move on to what are the properties of rational number. So first we are going to deal with the closure property. Have you heard about closure property? What is the meaning of closure property? If any operations are done with the same numbers, with same set of whole numbers or set of integers, we should get again the integer set or whole number set. So that's called closure. That is, if I'm adding two whole numbers, I should get a whole number itself. If I'm adding two integers, I should get an integer. So that is called closure property. So first we'll check it for whole numbers, whether closure property is satisfied for whole numbers. So in that, first we are moving to addition of whole numbers. If I'm taking two whole numbers, let it be 2 and 5. If I'm adding 2 and 5, I'm getting it as 7. Again a whole number. So it is closed. It is closed under addition, because if I'm adding two whole numbers, since I'm getting again a whole number, we can say that it is closed under addition. And before that, what is a set of whole numbers? In the set of whole numbers, it starts with 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. Second, we are going to check is with subtraction. In the case of subtraction, if I'm subtracting two whole numbers, so same whole number will take 2 and 5. I'm getting minus 3. So minus 3, it is not coming up from 0 to etc. only. 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. only. It is a set of whole numbers. Negative numbers, it is not a set of whole numbers. So it is not closed. Which is not closed? Subtraction is not closed for whole numbers. Or whole numbers are not closed for subtraction. Whole numbers are not closed for subtraction. Now third one is multiplication. Multiplication of two numbers. So multiplying two numbers, two whole numbers. So 2 into 5, we'll get it as 10. That is again a whole number itself. So whole numbers are closed under multiplication. Then fourth one, division. If dividing two whole numbers, let it be 2 by 5. 2 divided by 5 means it is 0.4. It is not a whole number. So if it is not a whole number, we can say that whole numbers are not closed under division. It is not closed under division. So which all it is not closed? Subtraction is not closed under notice that whole number is not closed for subtraction, and whole number are not closed under division also. So closure property is satisfied for addition and multiplication in the case of whole numbers. So it is satisfied for addition, it is satisfied for multiplication. That is, if you are adding two whole numbers, we are getting again a whole number. That's why closure property is satisfied there. And in the case of multiplication also, if we are multiplying two whole numbers, again I am getting a whole number. So there also closure property is satisfied. Now we'll move on to integers. Integers. We are checking the same thing. That is, first we are moving on to addition of two integers. Addition. So two integers, what do you mean by integer set? All the positive, negative and 0. All the positive numbers, that is plus or minus 1. Plus 1 and minus 1 are coming in that. Plus or minus 2, plus or minus 3, etc. including a 0. So we'll write that 0 first. So 0, plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 3, etc. are the set of integers. So we'll check addition in the set of integers. If I'm adding two integers, let it be 2, 3. If I'm adding 2 and 3 or 2 and minus 3, so I'll get it as minus 1. It is again in the set of integers itself. So closure property is satisfied for addition in the set of integers. Then second one, it is subtraction. So consider two integers again. Let it be 3 and minus 5. If I am subtracting two integers, 3 minus minus 5, that is equal to 3 plus 5, that is 8. So 8 again, it is an integer. Therefore, we can see that if we are subtracting two integers, we are getting an integer itself. So integers are closed under subtraction. So first one we got it as integers are closed under addition. Integers are closed under subtraction, because if we are adding or subtracting two integers, again we are getting an integer itself. Third one is multiplication. Multiplication. Consider two integers. Let it be 5, minus 9. If I am multiplying two integers, we are getting it as this is equal to minus 45. Minus 45, it is again an integer. So integers are closed under multiplication. Then fourth one, it is division. So if two integers, if you are dividing, let it be 4 by 5. So 4 by 5 means it is 0.8. 0.8 or 4 by 5 never comes in the case of an integer set. In the integer set, only positive plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 3, including 0. The 0.8, it is a decimal number, it is not an integer. So we can say that integers are not closed under division. So integers are closed under addition, subtraction, multiplication, whereas it is not closed under division. So the first property which you learned here, that is a closure property, properties of rational numbers. Rational number means all the numbers of the form P by Q. So we are checking whether it is closed under addition, subtraction, multiplication and division for whole numbers and the set of integers. So next we'll move on to the second property. Second property is commutativity. Property number 2, we are checking whether it is commutative. Commutativity. What do you mean by commutative property? Commutative means if I'm adding two numbers A and B, you should get it as the same. If I'm reversing the order and adding also, I should get the same value. That is, A plus B will be the same as B plus A. So commutativity, in order to check, we have to check this property, that is A plus B is equal to B plus A or not. So if this condition is satisfied, we can say that it is commutative law is satisfied here. So that is commutativity. Now we'll move on to the whole numbers and integers, whether commutativity is satisfied in these. So first one is we are checking for whole numbers. Whole numbers. Consider any two whole number. It will be 0 and 7. If I am adding 0 and 7, it is the same as if I am adding 7 plus 0 also, we will get the same answer as 7. That means addition is commutative. So if I'm adding in this or in the same order as a plus b and reversing the order as b plus a, then also you will get the same answer. That's called commutativity. So you can say that whole numbers, in the case of whole numbers, addition is commutative. Now, second one is subtraction. Subtraction of two whole numbers. So if I'm taking two whole numbers, let it be 2 and 7. 2 minus 7 will get it as minus 5. Whereas 7 minus 2 will get it as 5. So both the answers are different answers. So what can you say? They are not commutative. So subtraction is not commutative. Whole numbers, first one, addition is commutative. First case, addition. Addition of two whole numbers. It is commutative, whereas in the case of subtraction, it is not commutative. Third one, multiplication. In the case of multiplication, consider two whole numbers. Let it be 2 and 5. If I am multiplying 2 and 5, we are getting it as 10. If I am multiplying 5 and 2, again we are getting it as 10. That means A into B is the same as B into A. So in the case of multiplication also, it is commutative. Then fourth one is division. Whether division, in the case of division, whether it is commutative or not. So in the case of division also, it is not commutative. So in the case of addition and multiplication, it is commutative, whereas in the case of subtraction and division, it is not commutative. Now next is, we'll check for integers. In the case of integers, whether these are addition, subtraction, multiplication, division of integers, whether it is commutative or not. So in the case of addition, two integers, if one is negative and one is positive, 2 plus 5, we'll get it as 3, whereas 5 plus minus 2, same answer, will get it as 3. So addition, the case of addition, it is commutative. Similarly, subtraction, it is not commutative. In the whole numbers also, subtraction was not commutative, because if you are subtracting two integers, there will be a negative sign. That is, A minus B will not be the same as B minus A. That means in the case of subtraction, it is not commutative. Whereas in the case of multiplication and addition, always it is commutative. Whereas division, it is not commutative. So I am not going further for that. So division, it is not commutative, multiplication is commutative, subtraction is not commutative, addition is commutative. So we discussed properties, a closure property for whole numbers and integers. Not only closure property, we completed commutative law also. So commutativity and closure property we checked for whole numbers and integers. Now we'll check closure property for rational numbers and also commutative property for rational numbers. So first we'll move on to closure property for rational numbers. So when checking, first we are taking addition. What about addition of two rational numbers? So we'll consider two rational numbers. Let it be 2 by 5 and another one minus 3 by 4. So one, it is a positive number, other one is a negative number. So adding both rational numbers. So rational number will be of the form P by Q, where denominator should not be 0. Numerator can be any positive or a negative integer, can be any integers. So how to add these two rational numbers? So we know that if the denominators are same, then only we can add two rational numbers. How can we make it as same? if it is 2 by 5, here 5, we can multiply this 4 in the numerator and denominator. Same way, minus 3 by 4, we can multiply this 5 in the numerator and denominator. Let us see, that is 2 by 5 into 4 into 4. So I got the denominator as 20, then plus minus 3 by 4 into 5 by 5. So that becomes, that is, for this fraction, this rational number, we are multiplying the other one's denominator. Whereas for the second rational number, we will be multiplying the first one's denominator. So we will get here 8 by 20 and minus 15 by 20, adding this minus 7 by 20. Same way, so this minus 7 by 20 is again this is also this is a rational number itself. Hence it is closed. So we can say that rational numbers are closed under addition, because while adding two rational numbers, we are getting a rational number itself. Hence we can say that rational numbers are closed under addition. Second one, we have to go for subtraction. We'll check for subtraction. So 2 by 5 minus 3 by 4. I'm taking two rational numbers, one is 2 by 5, other one is minus 3 by 4, and subtracting this. So this is 2 by 5, minus of minus means plus 3 by 4. Because here one minus sign is there, here also negative sign, both negative sign, plus minus into minus gives plus. Now in the same way, denominator should be made equal. So in order to make the denominator same, here this 5 should be multiplied with 4 and 4 should be multiplied with 5. So 2 by 5 into 4 by 4 plus 3 by 4 into 5 by 5, which is equal to 8 by 20 plus 15 by 20. That is equal to 23 by 20. Again, it is a rational number. So we can say that subtraction of two rational numbers, again it is a rational number itself. Now, third what we have to check is for multiplication. Third one is multiplication. So, we'll consider two rational numbers. We'll take two rational numbers. Let it be same rational numbers we'll take 2 by 5 and minus 3 by 4. That is equal to, you can multiply like this. Numerators can be multiplied, denominators can be multiplied. It becomes minus 6 by 20. Again, we can say that it is again a rational number. You can simplify this result. 2 here 3 times, 2 here 10 times. So, minus 3 by 10, it is again a rational number. So, we can say that rational numbers are closed under multiplication also. So, under addition, subtraction and multiplication, rational numbers are closed because we are getting the answers as rational number itself if you are adding two rational numbers, subtracting two rational numbers and multiplying any two rational numbers. Now the fourth operation which we have to check is for division. What happens if two rational numbers are being divided? So any two rational numbers, if it is being divided, other all rational numbers, it will be okay. That is 2 by 5 divided by minus 3 by 4 means you will get it as 2 by 5 into, we have to take the reciprocal of this, that is 4 by minus 3. So that is minus 8 by 15. That is again a rational number. So any two rational numbers, if you are dividing, you will get like this. But other than if I am taking a 0, that is any rational number means let it be 5. 5 divided by 0. It is not defined. So that we are not getting in this set of rational numbers itself. So we can say that it is this division it is, if we are dividing two rational numbers, we cannot say that we'll get again a rational number itself. So division, rational numbers are not closed under division. Rational numbers are not closed under division. And that is only under this, if I'm taking that 0 only, that problem comes. Otherwise, any two rational numbers, if it is dividing, I will get another rational number itself. But we are saying that it is not closed under division because the 0 is also an integer. So if I'm dividing two integers, that is, if I'm dividing two rational numbers, so 5 by 0 also we have to discuss. That is why I took this number, which is not the final answer, which you are not getting in the set of rational numbers itself. Hence, we can say that it is not closed. It is not closed under division. So, this is about the closure property of rational numbers. Next, we already discussed commutative law for whole numbers and integers. Now, we'll check commutativity for rational numbers. Commutativity for rational numbers. So, commutativity for rational numbers. First one we'll check for addition. Two rational numbers, if you are adding minus 2 by 3 plus 5 by 7 equal to. So, here what you have to do is in the numerator, in the denominator it is 3. So in order to make it as the denominator same, I have to multiply here by 7 and in the second one by 3. So we'll get it as minus 14 by 21 plus 15 by 21, which is equal to 1 by 21, again a rational number. So we can say that it is rational numbers can be added in any order, or commutative law is satisfied here. So commutativity is satisfied for addition. Then what about subtraction? Subtraction. In the case of subtraction, if I'm taking two rational numbers, same rational number will take 2 by 3 and minus 5 by 7. I'm subtracting to minus 2 by 3 minus 5 by 7. We'll get it as minus 2 by 3 into 7 by 7 minus 5 by 7 into 3 by 3, which is equal to minus 14 by 21 minus 15 by 21, which is equal to minus 29 by 21. Again, so in the case of subtraction, we got it as minus 21 by 29. And before that, one more thing I missed out here is, I did check for commutative in the addition. Addition, I checked only one side. Sorry, I will explain the next side also here itself. That is, I have to 5 by 7 plus minus 2 by 3. In the case of commutativity, we have to check both sides. So what I have to do is here 5 by 7 into 3 by 3 plus minus 2 by 7 into 5 by 7, here to minus 2 by 3 into 7 by 7. That is equal to 15 by 21 plus minus 14 by 21. We get it as same value itself. That's why it is called commutative law. Commutative law means a plus b equal to b plus a. Here I took only a plus b. So here b plus a is also done. So we checked already commutativity for addition. It is satisfied. Now we were doing subtraction. In subtraction, one side we got it as minus 29 by 21. Then plus 5 by 7 minus 2 by 3. Again, the reverse order we are doing. So it becomes 5 by 7 plus 2 by 3. That is equal to, we are making the denominator same by multiplying the second one's, other one's denominator on both sides. So 5 by 7 means I will be multiplying with this 3 on both sides. Then plus 2 by 3 into 7 by 7. So you will be getting this as 15 by 21 plus 14 by 21. and that is equal to 29 by 21. The other one I got it as minus 29 by 21. Both are different answers. So this means that subtraction is not commutative. If the answers are different, then we can say that it is not commutative. So subtraction is not commutative for rational numbers. Now third one, we have to check whether multiplication of two rational numbers. So let minus 2 by 3 into 5 by 7, that is minus 10 by 21. In the reverse order, if we are checking 5 by 7 into minus 2 by 3, that is again minus 10 by 21. So from these two we can say that multiplication, commutative law is satisfied for multiplication. Then last one to check is for division. In the case of division, that is minus 2 by 3 divided by 5 by 7. Means minus 2 by 3 into 7 by 5, which is equal to minus 14 by 15. Then the reverse order if I am doing, that is B by A, 5 by 7 divided by minus 2 by 3, that is equal to 5 by 7 into minus 3 by 2, that is minus 15 by 14, both are different. So in the case of division also, commutative law is not satisfied. So next is we have to check all these properties, that is we have already discussed closure property, commutative law. Next is associativity, whether associative law is satisfied for whole numbers, integers, then for rational numbers. So next one is associativity. So in that first one we are checking for whole numbers. In the case of whole numbers, we'll check for addition. Two whole numbers, we have to consider 3 here. Associative law means 3 values we have to take it, 3 whole numbers. Let it be A, B, C, or let it be 1, 2 and 3. So that is 1 plus 2 plus 3. So this is equal to 5 plus 1, 6. Now check for 1 plus 2 plus 3. That is equal to, again we'll get it as 6. That means in the case of whole numbers, their addition is associative. That is, we are checking like this: A plus B plus C is equal to A plus B plus C. You have to take it as 3 whole numbers, we have to take it and check it. Then second one is subtraction. Subtraction, if you are taking 3 whole numbers, so it is A minus B minus C should be equal to A minus B minus C. So if these 3 numbers itself we are considering, this is equal to 1 minus 2 minus 3, that is 1 minus minus 1, that is 2. Then A minus B minus C means, that is 1 minus 2 minus 3, that is minus 1 minus 3, that is minus 4. You can see here both the answers are different. That means subtraction is, associativity is not satisfied for subtraction. But in the case of multiplication, it is satisfied. That you can check it. Multiplication, associativity is satisfied because 1 into 2 into 3 will be the same as 1 into 2 into 3. So I am not going into detail there. Then fourth one, division. In the case of division also, it is not associative. Because 1 divided by 2 divided by 3 is 1 divided by 2 by 3, which is 1 into 3 by 2, that is 3 by 2. Whereas 1 divided by 2 divided by 3 is 1 by 2 divided by 3, or that is 1 by 2 into 1 by 3, that is 1 by 6. So both the cases it is different. So you can see that division is not associative in the case of whole numbers. So subtraction and division are not associative in the case of whole numbers. Then we'll check for integers. Integers. In the case of integers, if I'm checking for addition, consider three integers, that will be -1, -3 and -4. One will take it as positive, -1, 3 and -4. So -1 plus 3 minus 4 is equal to -1 minus 1, that is -2. Same way, -1 plus 3 minus 4, that is equal to 2 minus 4, which is equal to -2. So in both the cases, we can see that in the case of integers, addition is associative, but subtraction is not associative. Is not, because there will be some difference in the negative signs. So if I am putting negative sign and rearranging, the answers may be different. Then in the case of multiplication, it is associative. Multiplication, it is associative. Whereas division, it is not associative. That all we have discussed already. Division not associative. So next we have to check with rational numbers also. Rational numbers. Whether addition, subtraction, multiplication, division is satisfied. So in the case of rational numbers, if we are checking for addition, we are checking associativity in the case of addition. We'll take three rational numbers, let it be -2 by 3, 3 by 5 and -3 by 6, 3 by 7. So in the case of rational numbers, I'm adding this, I'm checking associativity here, that is -2 by 3 plus 3 by 5 plus -3 by 7. That is equal to -2 by 3 plus, here denominators are different, you have to make it equal. So here, in order to make it as both, you can see one is 5 and other one is 7. So to make it as 35, we can make that 5 into 7 is 35. So here in the first one we can multiply by 7, second one we can multiply by 5. So this becomes 3 by 5 into 7 by 7, whereas here -3 by 7 into 5 by 5. That is -2 by 3 plus 21 by 35 plus -15 by 35. That is equal to -2 by 3 plus 6 by 35. That is equal to, so here also the denominators, it is different. We have to make it as common. So common denominator means -2 by 3 into 35 by 35 plus 6 by 35 into 3 by 3. That is -70 plus 18 divided by 105. So subtracting this, -70 plus 18. So that is 2, then 52, -52. -52 by 105. We have to check in the other order also. That is, this is A plus B plus C. We'll check it for A plus B plus C. And see whether that also we are getting whether it is same or not. So that addition with rational numbers, it should be very thorough, then only you can do it so fast. So A plus B plus C, means minus 2 by 3 plus 3 by 5, then minus 3 by 7. So in the same way, rearranging and doing all these. So here we have to make the denominator same. So it becomes 2 by 3 into 5 by 5 plus 3 by 5 into 3 by 3. Then minus 3 by 7. So that is minus 10 by 15 plus 9 by 15 minus 3 by 7, which is equal to minus 1 by 15 minus 3 by 7. Simplifying this, so denominators again we have to make it equal. So here 7 we have to multiply, here we will multiply by 15. So minus 1 by 15 into 7 by 7 minus 3 by 7 into 15 by 15. That is minus 7 minus 45 divided by 105. That's equal to minus 52 by 105, which is the same answer which we got it here also. So for addition of the rational numbers, it is associative. Associativity is satisfied for rational numbers under addition. Same way we have to check for subtraction. So addition of rational numbers is associative. Addition of rational numbers is associative. But in the case of subtraction, it is not associative, because if we are rearranging, what happens is that negative sign comes in between. Then we know that already if negative sign is there, already commutativity is not satisfied. So same way, if we are rearranging and writing also, associativity for subtraction also will not be satisfied. Whereas multiplication, we'll check for multiplication. Multiplication will be satisfied. So for that we'll take three rational numbers. It will be 1 by 3, 2 by 5 and 7 by 4. Okay, three rational numbers. We'll check associativity. 1 by 3 into 2 by 5 into 7 by 4 is equal to 1 by 3 into this 2 can be cancelled here. You will get 7 by 10. That is 7 by 30. Same way, 1 by 3 into 2 by 5 into 7 by 4. Rearranging and writing. So here 2 by 15 into 7 by 4. That is 2 getting cancelled. You will get 7 by 30. So we'll get the same answer here. If we are rearranging and multiplying also, we'll get the same answer. That means multiplication is associative. Multiplication is associative. Whereas division, if we are checking also, we can say that division will not be associative. Dividing three rational numbers, it will not be associative. We'll check it. So we'll consider three rational numbers. Let it be 1 by 2, 2 by 3 and 3 by 5. So if you are dividing this, that is 1 by 2 divided by 2 by 3 divided by 3 by 5. That is equal to 1 by 2 divided by 2 by 3 into 5 by 3. That is taking the reciprocal. So this we'll get it as 1 by 2 divided by 10 by 9. Again division. Here if it is division, we have to write multiplication and then write the reciprocal there. So 1 by 2 into 9 by 10, which is equal to 9 by 20. Now checking the other way, that is A into B into C. That is A divided by B divided by C. For division we are doing. So 1 by 2 divided by 2 by 3 divided by 3 by 5. So 1 by 2 into 3 by 2 divided by 3 by 5 is equal to 3 by 4 divided by 3 by 5, that is equal to 3 by 4 into 5 by 3. So that is 5 by 4. So you can see that the both answers are different in the case of division. So it is not associative. So these are the properties of rational numbers. So we went through closure property, then with the commutative law and checked whether associativity is satisfied for in all the cases, for whole numbers, rational numbers, and also for integers. So these properties, if you have to study it properly, then only the problems, the next session is dealing with problems related to rational numbers. So many of the students are making mistakes while doing the operations under this rational numbers. So in the next video, I'll try to solve out so many problems related to rational numbers so that it will be helpful for you children. So till then, we'll see in the next class. Thank you for watching my video. Please like, share and subscribe, and also click on the bell icon for more updates and notifications. Bye.